Hello, friends. A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gourav Gupta, and I can see that a lot of you are already waiting for me. Thank you for showing such an appreciation. And yes, obviously, all of you are waiting because we are going to cover a very important topic as far as MHCT examination is concerned. Yes, the topic for which a lot of us were waiting for and a lot of you have requested. So today we are going to take on one of the topics that will be there in the logical reasoning section of MHCT examination, and the name of the topic is clocks. Yes, so we have already seen a lot of questions coming from clocks in the previous year examination. Yes, in the previous year paper of MHCT, there were 2 or 3 questions that came from clocks, and these are free marks for all of us if we will study clocks for some time. So, friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. Wonderful to see all of you here. I'm good, Harsh. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you, all of you, for being there. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So, friends, today we are going to take on some of the questions of clock that we are expecting to see in MHCT examination. Okay. But before I'll directly jump to the questions, before we'll directly start solving the questions, I would like to give you some of the things that you must know before you start solving the questions of clock. Yes, so there are some direct formulas. There are some things that we must know so that we'll be able to solve the questions of clock in less amount of time. ठीक है ना? So पहले formula देखते हैं. Like I have formula for finding the angle between the hands of the clock, and if the angle is given, how to find out the time. We have the formula, direct formula for this, and that will save a lot of your time. Okay, so let's move on to the formula. Okay, so we generally consider this type of clock, the clock which has 12 hour locations. Okay, so before I'll come to the formula, let me tell you some of the basic things. Okay, now if we will talk about hour hand and minute hand, yes, we are going to consider only these two hands in a clock. Okay, so if I'll consider hour hand of a clock, then the speed of hour hand. Yes, I would like to know from all of you, what is the speed of hour hand in degrees per minute? Yes, degrees per minute. So hour hand 1 minute में कितना angle cover कर लेता है? This is what I'm asking you. Yes, anyone? Can anyone tell me? Obviously the speed of hour hand has to be less than the speed of minute hand. So I am basically asking the speed of hour hand in degrees per minute. So the speed of hour hand in degrees per minute is half degrees per minute. Absolutely, absolutely. So most of you are absolutely correct. So hour hand 1 minute में कितना एंगल कवर करती है? So easily calculate कर सकते हैं हम. Hour hand एक complete round 12 hours में लगाती है. So hour hand covers 360 degrees in 12 hours. So that means in 1 hour it will cover 30 degrees, unitary method. Now in 1 hour it is covering 30 degrees. So in 1 minute it will cover 30 divided by 60. 30 divided by 60, and that is half a degree. All right. So the speed of hour hand is half degrees per minute. Similarly, can you all write the speed of minute hand? Now the speed of minute hand, I'm writing it quickly. So it is 6 degrees per minute. Okay, so sometimes you may directly find the questions which will ask you to find out the angle covered by either of these two hands in a given amount of time. Okay, so speed of minute hand is 6 degrees per minute. Absolutely correct, most of you. Okay, so if I'll ask you a direct question on this, so what will be the angle covered by minute hand? What will be the angle covered by minute hand in 35 minutes? In 35 minutes. So मैंने तो आपको directly minutes दे दिया है. They may give you a range of time. Okay, that may be more than 1 hour, more than 2 hours, or it may be in number of days as well. Okay, so angle covered by minute hand in 35 minutes will be 35 into 6. Now, whatever the value is, you may calculate it and write the answer. Now, this value will come out to be 210 degrees. Absolutely correct, Swagat. Very good. Now, if I'll ask you the same question for our hand, what is the angle covered by our hand in 35 minutes? So, angle covered by our hand will be 35 into half. You can write it as 35 by 2 or 17.5 degrees. Okay. So, these may be the direct questions that we may get on the angle covered by our hand and minute hand in a given amount of time. All right. Now, moving further, talking about the number of times minute hand and hour hand will make a particular angle in 12 hours or 24-hour duration, or maybe 10 days, 20 days, depending upon what is asked in the question. Okay, so I'll give you some general things. So first thing is, I'm talking about the angle between minute hand and hour hand. So the angle between the minute hand and hour hand will be 0 degrees. How many times in 12 hours? Okay, so मैं 12 hours की बात करूंगा. So in 12 hours, I'm going to find out the angle between hour hand and minute hand. All right, so I'll be giving the angle. So first angle is 0 degrees. So the question is, how many times hour hand and minute hand will overlap each other in 12 consecutive hours? So 0 degrees ka angle, that means they are overlapping each other. It will happen 11 times. Absolutely correct. So most of you have given a correct answer. No, all of you have given a correct answer. Guys, kya kar rahe ho? There are more than 125 students, more than 140 students right now in the class, and I'm getting response from handful of you. Come on, if you know the answer, please write it. So please show your contribution in this class. Okay? So next thing, if I'm asking you how many times minute hand and hour hand will be opposite to each other. Opposite to each other, that means they are making an angle of 180 degrees. So if they are opposite, that means they are making an angle of 180 degrees, and this may again happen 11 times. This may again happen 11 times in 12 consecutive hours. All right. Next thing, next question generally is asked is, how many times minute hand and hour hand are perpendicular to each other? Perpendicular, that means they are making an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. So in 12 hours, how many times they will be perpendicular to each other? Yes, come on, give me an answer for that. How many times they will be perpendicular to each other? Exactly, absolutely. Krishna, your answer is absolutely correct. So it will happen 22 times. It will happen 22 times in 12 hours. Okay, it will happen 22 times in 12 hours. Okay, no Krishna, 44 will not be the answer. Earlier you have written the correct answer, 22. So in 12 hours, this will happen 22 times. Okay. Now, if you are asked in the multiples of 12 hours, like if I'll ask you how many times these angles will be made in 6 days, in 6 days. So in 6 days, 0 degree angle will be made how many times? Yes, go ahead and write it. Go ahead and write it. So in 6 days, how many times we have an angle of 0 degrees? So in 12 hours, it was 11 times. So in one day, it will be 11 into 2. And in 6 days, it will be further multiplied by 6. Okay. So it will be 11 multiplied by 12. And that will be the answer. Okay. Fine. Okay, Muskan, you are asking me to explain how 22. So Muskan, perpendicular hai 90 degree. So generally in 1 hour, let's say between 3 and 4 o'clock, this angle will be made twice. This angle will be made twice. First case when minute hand will be before hour hand, and second case when minute hand will be after hour hand. Okay, so generally in 1 hour, we can see 2 such positions. But there is an exception. There is an exception for this. So exactly at 3 o'clock, there will be one position. Okay. And between 3 and 4 o'clock, there will be one position. Similarly, the same thing will happen between 8 and 10 o'clock, where there will be a total of 3 positions. All right. So I'm not going into the details because this is not the agenda of this lecture. Okay. So मैं ज़्यादा detail में नहीं जा रहा हूँ. So I'm just telling you directly the things that will be asked in the question. Okay. So 6 days में 0 degrees का एंगल कितनी बार बनेगा? 11 into 12, that is 132 times. The same will happen for 180 degrees. This will be 132 times. But perpendicular, this will be double of this. So 90-degree angle, in 12 hours it is made 22 times. So in one complete day it will be made 22 into 2, that is 44 times, and in 6 days multiplied by 6. All right. So this will be the answer for 90 degrees. All right. Fine. So again, there may be some direct questions. If you are lucky, there will be some direct questions on this particular concept as well. All right. Now let's go further and look at the type of questions which will ask you. First thing, which will ask you to find out the angle. So they'll ask you to find out the angle between the hands when the time is given. When the time is given. All right. So you'll have to find out the angle when the time is given. Second type of question will be, you'll have to find out the exact time when the angle is given. All right. When the angle is given. So this is the second type of question. Okay. All right. Aishwarya, you're asking, can you explain reflex angle? So reflex angle basically is the angle which is more than 180 degrees. Okay. Reflex angle is the angle which is more than 180 degrees. So if I'll say that, let's say, I'll give you an example for this. So let's say our hand is somewhere here and minute hand is somewhere here, and the angle between the hands is given as 49 degrees. Okay. Angle between the hands is given as 49 degrees. Now, if I'll ask you, what is the reflex angle between the hands at this point? What is the reflex angle between the hands at this point? So to find out the reflex angle, we need to find out the other angle, this angle. Okay. So 49 degrees is at one portion. So other than 49 degree, the remaining part of the angle is what we have to find out. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll subtract 49 degrees from 360. So 360 minus 49 will be the answer. All right. So this will be 311. So 311 will be the reflex angle between the hands when the shortest angle, when the smallest angle between the hands is 49 degrees. All right. Okay. So this is a basic concept of geometry that we must remember. Okay. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. So I was talking about these two types of questions. Okay, finding angle or finding the exact time when the other thing is given. Okay, now for that you can use few direct formulas. So some of the students have already written that. So Jayesh, yes, Jayesh has written the formula, and some other students at the beginning of this lecture have also written that. So the formula is, don't worry, I'll explain you the formula properly. So the formula is theta is equal to 11 by 2m minus 30h. Okay, and the second formula is theta is equal to, so this is the first one and this is the second one, theta is equal to 30h minus 11 by 2m. Okay, please note down these formulas and then I'll explain you each and every portion of this formula. Okay, fine. So please note down these formulas. Okay, now in this case, theta is the angle between the hands, m is the number of minutes, and h is the number of hours in a given time. Okay, now I have given you two formulas as you can see. Now let's see which formula to be used in which scenario. Okay. Now, if let's say I have the position of the hands like this. So R hand somewhere between 4 and 5 and minute hand before the R hand like this. Okay. So let's say this is the scenario that is given to you. Okay. Now carefully listen to this. Now in the given scenario in the diagram, the minute hand comes before R hand. राइट अगर मैं क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में मूव करता हूं starting from 12 if I'll move in clockwise direction, then I can see that minute hand comes before our hand. Now let's talk about the formula. Which formula is to be used in this scenario? Now in the figure the minute hand is before the hour hand. In the formula it should be opposite of that. In the formula minute hand should be after hour hand. Okay, so whatever is there in the figure, in the formula, it should be completely opposite of that. So if in the figure, minute hand comes before hour hand, in the formula, M should come after H. So for this given figure, we'll be using the second formula. Alright, exactly Dharmi. Jayesh, absolutely. Nice. Ayush, very good. So in this case, we'll be using the second formula. Okay. But if the scenario is like, let me draw it again. So if the scenario is like, this is the hour hand and this is the minute hand. Okay. So in this figure, I can see that minute hand comes after hour hand. So we'll be using the formula in which minute hand will come first, minute will come first, and H will come later. So we'll be using the first formula in this case. That's it. This is what you need to remember. Rest will practice some questions. Don't worry about that. Okay. So Ayush is saying at 6:35. So Ayush, if I look at the time 6:35, let's do it carefully. Okay. So 6:35. So at 6:35, minute hand will be exactly at 7 and hour hand will be somewhere between 6 and 7. Okay, so now you can make out which formula to be used in this case. So minute hand is after hour hand. So in the formula it should be before. So the first formula is to be used. Alright, so Ayush, you are absolutely correct. We'll be using the first formula. Yes, Radhika, modulus will also work, but listen to me very carefully. If you want to find out the angle, then modulus will work. But if you want to find out the time, then modulus will not work. Okay, so modulus उस time पे भी work कर जाएगा, but in that case you will have to make some extra efforts. Okay. Shubham, yes, all the variety of questions that will come, that are expected to come will be covered in this session. Okay, but definitely I'll suggest to practice at least 25 questions after this session is over from some other source. Okay, so because I'll be covering around 10 to 11 questions in this session, so as a practice you must also do or finish 25 to 30 questions after the session is over. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's look at some of the questions. Samir is asking at 6:30. So at 6:30, I'll quickly tell you. So at 6:30, minute hand will be exactly here and hour hand will be here between 6 and 7. Okay, so now you can make out which formula to be used. So I'll be using second formula in this case. Okay, fine. Roosters, you're asking if minute hand is on 12 and hour hand is on 6. Come on, yaar. Minute hand is on 12, hour hand is on 6. The angle is 180 degrees. Why you need to use the formula for that? Okay, so try not to use the formula for the questions in which you can directly tell the angle. Okay, fine. So these formulas need to be used only for complex questions, complex figures. ठीक है? अगर मैं पूछ रहा हूँ 3 o'clock, अरे यार 3 o'clock पे एंगल फाइंड आउट करना है तो it is 90 degrees. At 6 o'clock the angle is 180 degrees, right? Okay, all right. Okay, chaliye. So let's look at the question. So Rishabh, at 4 o'clock, why you are looking for the formula? Wait, why are you looking for the formula? Now you know that between two consecutive R locations, the angle is 30 degrees. So at 4 o'clock, these are 4 R locations. The angle will be 30 into 4, that is 120 degrees. You'll be wasting your time if you'll be using formula for that. Okay? Alright. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Alright, so I'm going to start with the questions now. So the first question appeared on the screen now. The angle between the minute hand and hour hand of a clock when the time is 4:20. Come on, I'll wait for all of you for a few seconds and then I'll start with the explanation. So with your answer, please also write the formula which you have used. So if you will take care of the things that I've told you with these two formulas, then you need not to use the modulus, okay, and get the correct answer in one go. Now, diluted gaming is a student who is asking if both hands are together, then what will be the angle? If both the hands are together, the angle will be 0 degrees. Simple as that. Alright, so I've got the answer. So which formula is to be used? First or the second? Second formula, Suchita is saying. So 420. 420. The minute hand will be exactly at 4 and the hour hand will be between 4 and 5. So I can say that minute hand is before the hour hand in the figure. So I'll use the formula in which minute hand is after hour hand. So theta is equal to 11 by 2. No, not this formula. So minute hand should be hour hand. So 30h minus 11 by 2m. 30h minus 11 by 2m is the formula that I'll use. Now the value of h here will be 4 and the value of m will be 20. Alright. So 30 into 4, that is 120, minus 11 by 2 into 20, that is 110. And the answer for this question will be 10 degrees. The correct answer is option C. Alright. So a lot of you have given the correct answer. Perfect, perfect, all of you. Let's quickly move on to the next question, question number 2. Yes, Swagat, if you use the first formula, you'll get minus 10 and then take the modulus of that. Simple. A clock starts running at noon. By how many degrees does the hour hand rotate to reach 5:10? To reach 5:10 PM, इसको O clock की जगह PM कर लो. 5:10 PM. It started at noon. It started at 12 noon. Till 5:10 PM, what will be the angle covered by the hour hand? Alright, alright. Okay, so let's see. Now, starting 12 noon up till 5:10 PM, how many hours have been elapsed? What is the time that is elapsed? The time elapsed is 5 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, I'll convert this in terms of minutes. So 5 or 10 minutes will be 5 into 60 plus 10. 5 into 60 plus 10. So that is 300 plus 10. That is 310. So in 310 minutes, the question is, in 310 minutes, what will be the angle covered by the hour hand? We know that in 1 minute, hour hand covers half a degree. So in 310 minutes, the angle covered by hour hand will be half into 310. Now it's all on your calculations. 310 को 2 से divide करना है. You are finding it as 145 or 155. Now you will have to look at it. Okay, so obviously, yes, the answer is 310 divided by 2, which is 155. All right, so 155 will be the answer. Okay, all right. चलते हैं आगे. This was question number 2. So question number 3, the next one. How many times are the hands of a clock at right angle in the month of March of a given year? Ashwarya, we didn't use the formula because the question was not asking us to find out the angle at 5:10. The question was asking us to find out the angle covered by our hand starting from 12 noon till 5:10 p.m. So I think you have missed the initial part of this lecture. So you need to go back and look at it. Okay. So the students who have joined in late, please don't be in a habit of joining the sessions late. Okay. No scientific calculator is not allowed. All right. Now, how many times are our hands of a clock at right angle? Now, at the initial part of this session, we have already seen that in 12 hours, the angle between the minute hand and hour hand is 90 degrees. How many times? 22 times. So in one day, it will be 44 times. Now they are talking about the month of March, which has 31 days. So in 31 days, the number of times it will be 44 into 31. Now 44 को 31 से multiply करना है and you can calculate your answer. Absolutely, almost all of you are absolutely correct. Okay, so yes, the correct answer is 1364. So answer is option B. All right. Okay, so the correct answer is option B. Now let's move on to the next question, question number 4. Now this is a different type of question. Okay, so on this question we'll be spending some more time on this question. So a watch gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes was set correct at 7 p.m. So a watch is set correct at 7 a.m. Okay, so if the correct time is 7 a.m., this watch is also showing 7 a.m. Now this clock is given that it gains 5 seconds in every 3 minutes. Okay, so question is, in the afternoon of the same day, when the watch indicates 4:15 o'clock, so 4:15 o'clock means 4:15, then you'll have to find out the true time, the correct time. Muskan, I think you need to go through the notification of this examination. The examination is in less than 10 days, and you are asking me if it is computer based or paper based. So please yaar, ऐसा मत पूछो. Okay. If you are the aspirant for the next year, then you will certainly get to know about this paper's pattern. Definitely. So as Maitri has said, it is a computer based examination. Chaliye, let's go ahead and look at this question. Now a watch gains 5 seconds and 3 minutes and was set correct at 7 a.m. Okay, so when the correct time is 7 a.m., the clock shows, this clock shows 7 a.m. Okay, now we have to find out the correct time when the clock indicates 4:15 p.m. All right, a little bit of calculations will be required. Yes, I'm going to explain the entire concept. Right, now let's look at the next thing which is given. So this part is very important. The clock gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes. So every 3 minutes, the clock will gain 5 seconds. So when 3 minutes is elapsed in the correct clock, then this clock, it will be 5 seconds extra. Okay, so if 3 minutes will elapse in the correct clock, in our clock which is faulty, it will be 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Or I can say that when 180 seconds will elapse in the correct clock, 185 seconds will elapse in the wrong clock. Alright, I hope you have all understood up till this point. Okay, fine. Okay, please, all of you, focus here, focus on this question, focus in this session. Okay, don't divert your mind. So up till this point, I have made whatever is given in the question, whatever is asked in the question. So 3 minutes correct time, then 3 minute 5 seconds is the time that will be elapsed in the clock. Okay, so I can say that for every 180 seconds, this clock will show or will elapse 185 seconds. Now, since everything will happen uniformly, so I can also say that for every 180 minutes that will elapse, this clock will have 185 minutes elapsed. Okay, because everything is happen uniformly. Okay, so now keep this. Okay, now let us find out the number of minutes that have been elapsed in this clock starting from 7 a.m. up till 4:15 a.m. Okay, so starting from 7 a.m. up till 4:15 a.m., how many minutes have been elapsed? So it is 9 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so 9 hours and 15 minutes have been elapsed. Okay, elapsed, वरुण elapse का मतलब होता है पास होना. Okay, पास होना. Okay, all right. So 9 hours and 15 minutes done. Now 9 hours and 15 minutes को completely minutes में convert कर लो. Okay, so 9 into 60 plus 15. So 9 into 60 plus 15, that is 540 and 15, 555 minutes. 555 minutes. So हमें अब find out करना है कि when 555 minutes will pass in the wrong clock or in the faulty clock, what will be the correct time that will be passed? Okay, so in this wrong clock, for every 185 minutes, wait, so for every 185 minutes that will elapse in this faulty clock, the correct time that will elapse will be 180 minutes. All right, 180 minutes. Now for every 1 minute that will elapse here, the correct time elapsed will be 180 upon 185 minutes. Now we are talking about 555 minutes that have elapsed in the wrong clock or in the faulty clock. So here it will be 180 upon 185 multiplied by 555. Okay, so this is basic unitary method. Jayesh, 4:15 is given in the question. 4:15 is given in the question. Quarter past 4 o'clock. Quarter past 4 o'clock, that means 4:15. Okay. So upon simplification, this value 185 into 3 is 555. 180 into 3 will be 540. So the correct time that will be elapsed will be 540 minutes, and 540 minutes will be equal to 9 hours. All right. So just add 9 hours to this 7 a.m. 7 a.m. plus 9 hours, it will give you 4 p.m. exactly. So 4 p.m. will be the correct time in this clock when the faulty clock is showing 4:15 p.m. I'll quickly go through this, okay, once again. Now all of you please focus on each and every part of this question. Okay. Now first of all, it is given that at the top of your screen, the portion that I have written in red, or you all may follow the green color pen now. Okay, I'll be highlighting those things. So watch gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes. So when 3 minutes will pass in the correct clock, 3 minutes 5 seconds will pass in our faulty clock. जिस क्लॉक की बात हो रही है. So 3 minutes means 180 seconds. 3 minutes 5 seconds means 185 seconds. So when 180 seconds will elapse, 185 seconds will pass in the faulty clock. Okay, so this clock is a correct clock, correct time, and this is faulty. Okay, so for every 180 minutes that will elapse correctly, 185 minutes will elapse in our clock. This is what I have written. When 185 minutes will elapse in the faulty clock, 180 minutes will elapse correctly. Okay, मैंने just इसको reverse करके लिख दिया. That's it. Okay. Now the question is, the clock is set correct. Look at the left hand side of your screen. The clock is set correct at 7 a.m. So when the correct time is 7 a.m., the clock is also showing 7 a.m. So the question is, we have to find out the correct time. Okay. Let me erase this part for the time being. We have to find out the correct time when the faulty clock displays 4:15 p.m. Okay. So starting from 7 a.m. till 4:15 p.m., how much time is elapsed in the faulty clock? It is 9 hours 15 minutes. I have converted into minutes. So 555 minutes have been elapsed in the faulty clock. Okay. So let's come back to this. When 185 minutes elapsed in the faulty clock, I know that 180 minutes will be elapsed correctly. So when 555 minutes will elapse in the faulty clock, how many minutes will elapse correctly? So that is 540 minutes, which is equivalent to 9 hours. So after 7 a.m., 9 hours will be added. So 9 hours after 7 a.m., that is at 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., when the correct time is 4 p.m., the faulty clock will show 4:15 p.m. Don't worry, I have one more question of this type. Okay, fine. So this is how we have done here. Okay. Rohan, 5 seconds in 1 minute nahi given hai, 5 seconds in 3 minutes. So we are given 5 seconds in 3 minutes. I think you have taken 1 minute. Okay, so please be careful. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the next question. Question number 5. At what time between 5 and 6 o'clock will the hands of the clock be at right angle? At what time between 5 and 6 o'clock will the hand of the clock be at right angle? Now we want to find out the time at which the angle will be 90 degrees. Okay. Now I have told you earlier that in general, this happens twice. Okay. This happens twice. Okay. So ये चीज दो बार होती है in general between 5 and 6 o'clock. Okay. So one way will be minute hand will be before hour hand and the other will be minute hand after the hour hand. Alright, so there might be two instances. So among the options, there may be two options which are correct. जरूरी नहीं है एक ऑप्शन भी करेक्ट हो सकता है. They might not give you the second option. They might not give you the second answer. Okay, so let's check and find out both the times. And for that, I'll be using both the formulas. So the first formula, theta is equal to 11 by 2m minus 30h. Okay. Now in this case, the angle will be 90 degrees and the value of h will be equal to 5. Since the time is between 5 and 6 o'clock, so the time will be some minutes past 5 o'clock. So the value of h will be 5 and we'll have to determine the value of m. Okay. So I'm putting the values in the formula. 90 is equal to 11 by 2m minus 30 into h. 30 into 5, that is 150. So the value of m will come out to be 480 divided by 11 and that will be 43.7 by 11. So the first answer will be 43.7 by 11 minutes past 5 o'clock. which is option B. Okay. Now I have an option D, which says both A and B. So that is why I'll have to use the second formula as well, okay, to find out the second answer. So the second formula, theta is equal to 30h minus 11 by 2m. Okay, so 90 is equal to 150 minus 11 by 2m. So the value of m will be 150 minus 90. That is 60. 60 into 2, 120 upon 11, which in mixed fraction will be 10, 10 by 11. So the second answer will be 10, 10 by 11 minutes past 5 o'clock. So we can say that both option A and B are correct, and hence we'll mark our answer as option D, which says both A and B. Okay, so yes, both A and B, that is option D, is absolutely correct in this case. Okay, all right. Now let's go ahead and look at the next question, question number 6. Now question number 6 is of similar type that we have seen in question number 4. Okay, so I'll wait for a few seconds, after which I'll start with the explanation. We'll give you some time to find the answer. Yes, Radhika, yes, definitely I'll be doing that. So Radhika, yes, I understand that you are an aspirant for the next year, but I am appreciating the fact that you have already started your preparation. That's great. Okay, so one student has already given the answer as option D. So I'm starting with this one. Now clock lose. So this clock is losing 10 seconds in 30 minutes. So when the correct time is elapsed by 180 seconds, the time in this clock will be elapsed by 170 seconds. So seconds की जगह मैं minutes भी लिख सकता हूँ. So for every 180 minutes that will elapse, this clock will pass by 170 minutes. This is the interpretation for the first statement. Now this clock is set correct at 12 p.m. Now 12 p.m. or 12 noon बात एक ही होती है. So 12 noon, this clock is showing 12 noon. When the watch indicates quarter past 4, so when the watch indicates, this watch shows 4:15 p.m., what will be the correct time? What will be the correct time? So the total time that has elapsed in this faulty clock is 4 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, 4 hour and 15 minutes, that is 4 into 60 plus 15. Okay, 4 into 60 plus 15, so 240, 255. So 255 minutes in total have been elapsed in this case. Okay, so for every 170 minutes that will elapse in the faulty clock, the correct time will pass by 180 minutes. So for every 255 minutes that will elapse in the faulty clock, the time elapsed will be 180 divided by 170 into 255. Okay, so what will be this value? 0 and 0 will cancel. 17 and 255, क्या ये cancel होते हैं? 170, 85, 70 into 5 is 85. Yes, so यहाँ पे 15 आ जाएगा. Okay, so 18 into 15 is 270 minutes. 270 minutes, that means 4 hours and 30 minutes. All right, so the correct time that will be elapsed will be 4 hour and 30 minutes. So what I'll do is 12 noon, I'll add 4 hour 30 minutes. So the correct time will be 4:30 p.m. So this will be the answer, which is option C, 4:30 p.m. All right. I hope I am clear with the concept. Yes, so correct answer is option C. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next question. But we'll take a short break of 10 seconds before we'll move on to the next question. And all of you, those who haven't done it yet, please do hit the like button. I can see less than 100 likes. Okay, around 100 likes, and there are around 200 students who are currently live in this session. So if you haven't liked this session, please do like it, comment, share, and subscribe our channel. So students like Radhika who are preparing for the next year, or even if you are preparing for this year, please do subscribe the channel so that you will get the notifications of all the upcoming sessions that will be conducting for all of you for MAH CET and other MBA entrance examinations. Come on, so like it, subscribe it, and then press the bell icon to get all the notifications of the upcoming sessions. Come on, quickly do that so that we can continue this session without another break. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. Yes, Neet. Swagat, for calendars, it is scheduled for tomorrow. Okay, so calendars is scheduled for tomorrow. Thank you, Jayesh. Thank you. Yes, one of the students is asking, "Kya 3 o'clock bhi hai session mera?" Yes. So, like once we are done with the session, after an hour, somewhere around, yes, at 3 p.m. today, I'll be giving you the strategy that should be used in this examination. How to deal with each and every section if we have separate sections, or if we have a jumbled examination like the last year, then how to attempt the questions and how many minutes we should spend on each question or on each section. So I'll be giving you some of these basic tips. Okay, so you can see me at 3 p.m. again today with a strategy that needs to be used. All right, now let's have a look at this one. Now, at what time between 3 and 4 o'clock, the hands of the clock will be 6 minutes apart? Okay, now this is a little tricky to start with. 6 minutes apart. Now, 6 minutes, first of all, convert it in terms of angle. Okay, अब पूरा का पूरा एक clock consider करोगे, so I can say that the entire clock is divided in 60 minutes locations. Listen carefully. The entire clock is divided in 60-minute locations. 60 minutes में divided होती है पूरी clock. Okay, and the total angle is 360 degrees. Okay, so angle covered in 1 minute. This is not the angle covered by minute hand. Okay, understand, this is not the angle covered by minute hand or whatever. Okay, you can take it as angle covered by minute hand as well. So 360 degrees 60 minutes में divided होती है, तो 1 minute में 6 degrees होते हैं, or this is the angle covered by minute hand in 1 minute. Okay, so that means the angle in 6 minutes will be 6 into 6, that is 36 degrees. So basically they are asking at what time between 3 and 4 o'clock the angle between the hands will be 36 degrees. Okay, now other than 0 degrees and 180 degrees, other than 0 degrees and 180 degrees, every angle is made twice between any two hour locations. So 3 और 4 के बीच में, between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, 36 degrees का angle 2 बार बन सकता है. So again we'll be using both the formulas and we'll be finding the answer. Okay, fine. All right. So between 3 and 4 o'clock, I'll be using both the formulas. So first formula, theta is equal to 11 by 2m minus 30h. Now, theta is given as 36, 11 by 2m as it is, minus 30 into h. The value of h will be 3. So here the value of m will be 126 into 2, that is 252 upon 11. Now in mixed fractions 252 upon 11, इसको 11 से divide कर लेते हैं. So 22, 32 बचा, 22 10 upon 11. So 22 10 upon 11 will be one of the answers, which is none of these options. Okay, so I can say that the first time that we have calculated is not among the options. Okay, now let's calculate the second time. Now for that I'll use the different formula. Theta is equal to 30h minus 11 by 2m. Theta is given as 36. 30 into 3 is 90 minus 11 by 2 m. So m का वैल्यू कितना हो जाएगा? 90 minus 36 is 54 into 2, 108 upon 11. So 11 into 9 is 99, 9 upon 11. So 9 by 11 will be the answer. Okay, so 9 by 11 minutes past 3 o'clock, which is among the options. I can say that this time there is only one option. So the students who might think कि यार दो answers होने चाहिए and blindly they will mark option D, don't do that, because I told you answer can be only one option among the given options. Okay, so the correct answer will be only option B, 9 by 11 minutes past 3 o'clock. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and look at the next question. Question number 8. At what time between 8 and 9 o'clock will the hands of the clock be opposite to each other? अब opposite का मतलब क्या हुआ? Opposite means they are making an angle of 180 degrees. Okay, so you will have to look at the rough position of minute hand and hour hand, right? So if I draw a clock, I know that the time is between 8 and 9 o'clock. Time is between 8 and 9 o'clock. So our hand का rough position क्या होगा? It will be somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. Okay, fine. It will be somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. So the minute hand will be opposite to it, right? That means making an angle of 180 degrees. So if I look at the positions of minute hand and hour hand, I can say that minute hand is coming first. So in the formula, I'll use the formula in which minute hand is coming later. So the formula used will be 30h minus 11 by 2m. So I'll be using this formula. Let's calculate what will be the correct answer. So theta is 180. 30 into 8, that is 240, minus 11 by 2m. So the value of m will be 120 upon 11. All right, 120 upon 11, and that is equal to 10 by 11. Okay, so 10 minutes तो होगा ही होगा. अब 10 by 11 को हम seconds में convert कर लेते हैं. Okay, so 10 minutes and then 10 by 11 of a minute. So 10 by 11 of a minute को 60 से multiply करके I'll convert it into seconds. So 600 upon 11, and approximately this will be 54. Okay, approximately it will be 54. So the time will be 8 hours, 10 minutes and 54 seconds. All right. So here the correct answer should be option B. All right. So for this, correct answer is option B. Right. Let's go ahead and look at the next question. Question number 9. If a mirror reflection of a clock shows 3:15, then what would be the actual time? The mirror reflection shows 3:15. You have to find out the actual time. Come on. This one is an easy one. All right. Simple question hai Krishna. Yes. Okay, so 3:15, that means minute hand is here and hour hand is somewhere here. So this is the mirror reflection. So just reflect both the hands. So the correct time will be shown by blue color, something like this. So hour hand will be between 8 and 9 and minute hand will be exactly at 9. So the time is 8:45. Yes, you cannot mark an incorrect answer for this. No guys, E is not the answer. Mirror image, that means you will have to reflect it along the vertical line. Vertically isko reflect kar do and then you will get the answer. Okay, opposite direction mein nahi leke jana. Fine, you will have to reflect it along the vertical line. So the minute hand was at 3, it will come at 9. The hour hand was between 3 and 4, it will come between 8 and 9. So the correct answer will be 8:45, not 9:45 or anything else. Right? Okay. Next question, question number 10. At what angle the hands of the clock are inclined at 15 minutes past 6 o'clock? So angle find out karna hai when the time is 6:15. When the time is 6:15, you will have to find out the angle. Yes, शुभम 12 में से माइनस भी कर सकते हैं. Absolutely correct. 12 में से माइनस कर दो, you will get the same answer. So for the previous question, question number 9, mirror image से actual time निकालना, actual time से mirror image निकालना, you can take the difference from 12. So time is 6:15, we have to find out the angle. So the formula that we'll be using will be theta is equal to 30h minus 11 by 2m. So that will be 30 into 6 minus 11 by 2 into 15, which is 180 minus, this is 165 upon 2, that is 82.5. So the correct answer will be 97.5 degrees. So 97.5 degrees, option B is the correct one. All right. Okay. Let's move ahead. This was an easy question. What time between 6 and 7 o'clock will the hands of the clock make an angle of 20 degrees? 20 degrees का angle दो बार बन सकता है. One in which minute hand is before hour hand, one in which minute hand is after hour hand. Okay, so in this case you will not see the options which says both or two options are correct, two of the answers are there. Okay, so you'll find one answer, check if it's there among the options. If it is not, then use the second formula and get your answer. Okay, so I'm going to use the first one. When minute hand is before hour hand, so theta is equal to 30h minus 11 by 2m. So if minute hand is before hour hand in the figure, then in the formula it should be after. Okay, so angle is 20, 30 into 6, that is 180 minus 11 by 2m. Okay, now the value of m will be 160, 320. So 320 upon 11. Okay, so 320 upon 11 आ गया. Now this will be somewhere less than 30. 30 से कम होगा ये. Okay, so between 6 and 7 o'clock, angle between the hands is 20 degrees. So 320 upon 11. So 320 upon 11 इसका value आएगा 29 1 by 11. Okay, which is not among the options. So I'll use the second formula. Theta is equal to 11 by 2m minus 30h. So 20 is equal to 11 by 2m minus 180. So here the value of m will be 400 upon 11. Upon solving, so it is 333 6 4 by 11. 36 4 by 11, which is option C. All of you are absolutely correct. So which is option C is the correct answer. Okay, some of you have given option D as the answer. No, it will not be the answer. Okay, so option C is the correct answer for this one. Okay, all right. So friends, that is all about clocks for the day. I hope I have covered every type of question. In case I haven't, please go through the concepts once again. And like I said, you need to practice at least 25 questions before you can be prepared for the actual examination. Okay. Aishwarya, please go through the beginning of this session. That will, like there I have explained why we need to use both the formulas. Okay. So friends, that is all from my side. I request all of you to please like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. In case you are not a subscriber, please do subscribe so that you will get all the notifications of the upcoming sessions. You will be able to watch all the sessions that we have planned for all of you. All right. Tomorrow you can catch me again for a session on calendars. Okay. All right. So that is all from my side. Now, those who are preparing for other entrance examinations as well, All India Open Mock for CAT 2022 is live between 12th and 21st of August. This will give you a real CAT experience. All right. You can know your strengths and weaknesses by taking this mock examination and then identify your strategy for CAT and other examinations. All right. Now, anyone who is looking for our program or any of the batches for CAT 2022, so this is a comprehensive program that we have for all of you, and all the details are there on your screen. Okay. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe our YouTube channel, and press the bell icon. Like the Facebook page, join our Telegram channel, and download our app from Google Play. That is all, my dear friends, from my side. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. Have a good day. We'll see you again in an hour with a strategy on MAH CET examination. Bye bye. Have a great day.